Welcome back, everyone, to Locked In CFB, where we provide you intel for the modern football fan. Tonight, we're going to see a big college bowl game, our first one of the season, the Cotton Bowl, featuring two highly explosive teams, the Ohio State Buckeyes from the Big Ten and the Missouri Tigers from the SEC. As I said, the name of this game is going to be Explosions, and whoever has the most explosive player tonight on the field is most likely going to come away with the win in this big bowl game. So let's start out with Ohio State. Rev, who are we looking for to make an explosion tonight for the Buckeyes?
Well, normally all season for Ohio State, we would be looking for Marvin Harrison Jr. But as reported 25 minutes ago, Marvin Harrison Jr. is not playing in this game.
Oh,
And all year long, when it has come down to the line in close games, Notre Dame it comes to mind in particular, Wisconsin and a couple others, Penn State, whether it be third down or just dire situations, Ohio State has gone to their stud receiver in all of those times, and he has come clutch most of the time. And he will not be playing tonight. And they also, of course, are not with their starting quarterback, McCord, who has transferred to Syracuse. So they are running with Devin Brown, who's a sophomore. He's expected to start tonight. I'm pretty sure they've confirmed that. So something about McCord was he crutched on Marvin Harrison a lot. He threw to him in every major situation that he needed to, and Marvin Harrison came up with it. But now, with him not being there and having a different quarterback behind center, you're looking at a guy who has a lot of reps with the second team receivers and a lot of reps with other receivers that are not Marvin Harrison Jr. Some people probably already know this, but McCord and Marvin Harrison Jr., they played high school ball together. So there was already a comfortability factor there. So now you've removed that, and you're looking at first Ohio State's run game. They have Travion Henderson, who I believe is still playing in this game. He has 137 carries on the season for 854 yards. That's an average of 6.2. And he also can, he can hit the long one. He has a rushing touchdown of 75 yards, and he has scored 11 touchdowns this season. He's a good back. He's their hammer, and then they have a couple other guys like Mayan Williams and Chip Trainum. Those guys are good supplemental backs. But so I look for Ohio State to run the ball heavily, considering they don't have their starting quarterback and they don't have their best weapon on offense. And as far as the next best for the receiving, Cade Stover, which I did not see him on the opt-out list, so I believe he is still playing. He's their tight end, and he's a stud. He has over 500 yards receiving this year and over 40 receptions, multiple touchdown catches. So he's a weapon that I feel like a lot of times when backup quarterbacks come in, there's a safety net when it comes to tight ends, and Ryan Day likes using tight ends. So I expect Cade Stover to make a big impact, and it'll be very interesting to see how Missouri's linebackers or safeties line up against him. And then, of course, your next one he's still a stud. He's not Marvin Harrison Jr., but he is still a stud receiver, Emeka Ibuka. He is still a major threat on the outside. He can play slot. Sometimes they work him in at different spots, and he has over the top speed that can make defenses really start to back off a little bit and worry about that deep threat. So despite their best receiver not being in the game, they still have a lot of guys they can get the ball to. This game is going to come down to the whether Devin Brown can get the ball to his playmakers and if Ohio State can run the ball on Missouri's front.
So this is going to be explosion by committee if there's going to be an explosion at all, and we're looking at the young quarterback to take care of us. That sounds like a pretty interesting night for the Buckeyes. Chance, who's going to blow up for the Tigers this evening?
I'll tell you exactly who's going to blow up for the Tigers this evening, and that's going to be your boy, Luther Burden III. Watch him right here against Georgia, number 2 team in the nation at the time. I mean, dialed in right there, burnt the corner. I mean, absolute toast. And Brady Cook says, "Where's the corner at? Where's the corner at?" And that's what we're going to be seeing tonight. Where's the corner at for Ohio State when they're on Luther Burden? And I think Luther Burden comes down with a few explosive plays, and they run the ball well. I think Missouri comes out with a win over Ohio State tonight.
Bosley, you heard it from Chance first. Missouri Tigers going to take the win tonight. Luther Burden III is going to explode. Rev, you got any final thoughts to add to that?
I'm very curious to see how this defense does. I'm not sure about their opt-out list on defense, but all year Ohio State's defense has been in the top 5 in almost every category. In my opinion, other than head coaches that were former defensive coordinators, Jim Knowles the defense coordinator for Ohio State, is probably, if not the best defensive coordinator in the country right now. He's formerly Oklahoma State, and they actually played good defense at Oklahoma State in a Big 12 that doesn't like defense. And he has shown massive improvement over the 2-year stint as Ohio State's defensive coordinator. So I look to see some interesting schemes from him, and I'm very interested to see how he decides to lock up Missouri's playmakers, and the biggest threat will be Missouri's run game, and to see how he schemes for that run game, because Ohio State, they got beat up on the line of scrimmage by Michigan in the game. Yes. A few weeks ago. So it'll be interesting to see if Missouri tries to attack that same way. I feel like they can. And then then on the other side to watch how Jim Knowles responds to that and see if he can get enough to stop them, and hopefully his offense can score enough points to beat them.
So it sounds like the Buckeyes have gone from being a Cadillac to being old-timey Big Ten, and they're going to make it ugly with defense and running the balls tonight. Missouri's going to try to do their thing. Right now, we think it looks like it's favoring Missouri, but I'll tell you what, don't turn against a championship team like Ohio State too easily. They can find a way. This is going to be a good ball game tonight. So tune into the Cotton Bowl, 8 o'clock. For Rev, for Chance, this is the coach, Dr. Jeremy Locke from Locked In CFB. Y'all go enjoy the Cotton Bowl and stay locked in.